what this game is about, since a lot of people don't know what Warframe is. So, Warframe is basically a space themed game, kind of like Destiny, where you travel to the different planets, and in each planet there's a different set of missions, and you just kind of do them with either on solo or squad based team play. I've just started really getting back into this within the last maybe 2 weeks or so, so I'm a little rusty. But one of the missions that I wanted to show you was one that I'm actually pretty good at. Not necessarily end game, but maybe kind of like the mid game point of Warframe, where things actually start to kind of pick up and get a little bit crazy. So, as you can see, we're getting a couple people just kind of randomly join into the squad since I don't have a squad built already. Y'all like the ship? Yeah. Made it myself, piece by piece. Like, legitimately, I had to go out and harvest everything for this ship. Looks like they're already kind of in a mission here. Yeah, it's non-stop craziness. See, they're only in wave 1, so things kind of start out a little bit easy. Oh, and they hit me with a laser. Freaking idiots, man. Yeah, that's right. You come revive me, idiot. Alright, let's see here. So, one of the things that you can do is set up specters, which is your clones. This is a special ability that my Warframe has, which is World on Fire. What's up, dude? I'm just kind of doing like a live stream for a couple of my friends. Yeah. The Ember.
Extraction is ready, unless you can handle more of the enemy. Continue to defend. You will be rewarded for your bravery.
Big ugly thing right here. This is beam right here.
Reinforcements available. Do you choose to leave now or continue fighting? Very impressive, Tenno.
Get
You held them
comfy,
all back.
dreamers.
Time
One
to
of
get
our
out of
own
here.
believes they are the equal of our foe, and baby, they are acting like it.
You want to wish forever? Go right ahead. And any history book will tell you what waits
Alright,
at the
so
end of that dream.
I'm not entirely sure how we got here, but this is one of the big maps on Warframe. This is called Foundry. Now, I wish I knew how to play the cinematic for you guys, but the cinematic for this was just freaking amazing. You probably look it up on YouTube. It's just a Warframe song. It's like the only big one that they have. But this is basically like a hub where you can meet up with teammates, buy weaponry, and stuff like that. There's a couple quests and stuff that you can do. But the real big thing is the open map that they have. What I just showed you was like a team mission that's on different planets. This is the actual planet that you play the game on. Kind of a long elevator ride up to the main world. So I'm actually going to kind of go solo with this. But it does, if you have it set, it will open up a party and you guys can fish together, mine together, do bounties together. But this is the entire map, and it looks kind of small on this scale, but this is huge. It takes a little while to actually travel, and there's 2 or 3 of these within the game of planes that you could travel on. There's also a time scale, so day, night, warm, hot cycles. So it's going to be warm in like 14 minutes, which is when I do the best because I'm a flame-based Warframe. So all of my moves, operations are stronger when it's hot, or when I'm on fire. Other Warframes are frost-based, poison-based, have different abilities. I'm more of a crowd control, which basically has me staying in one place a lot of the time, just kind of defending the objectives. But I can also take out pretty much a whole map just with my ability. Well, not really the whole map, but more of like the weaker enemies, leaving the higher ranked enemies to be dealt with either through guns or through, tougher frames, stronger frame builds. I also do want to say that I'm still kind of getting used to this particular weapon. I usually have a shotgun in hand, just because I do normally do crowd control. These are pretty cool. You got little vehicles that pull up, and they drop out the enemy. So one of the other things that you have is K-Drive, which is like a hoverboard. And this thing's pretty nifty as far as getting around. You can hold X to jump and then flips. Oh, I messed up. Now, so you can do things like hunting. Oh shit. So here's another thing that you can do whenever you're in the open map. Oh, that's fishing. So you can mine resources. As I was talking about building the ship. Kind of messed it up a little bit, so I didn't get the pure version of the ore. They also have fishing. this should be an alright place to fish. Probably going to get attacked. So you catch these fish, and then you can take them to the fish shop, and they'll turn them into resources for you, like fish oil and things like that. There's lots of different types of fish, just depending on where you're at. Different things spawn. You cannot swim as a Warframe. However, if you need to get across water, you can take this out. Kind of get to the different islands or the stuff that's across. Alright, so we're gonna actually go back to the main site here. I think it's a spaceport. I'm not 100% sure. Oh no. It's right here. Alright, so this guy right here is one of the dudes that does, like, the bounties.
Weather like this, I do not miss my organics. So, what do you need?
So these guys used to be human, and they're messing around with the Orkin technology, which is the same technology that the humans use to make Warframes. I'm still kind of learning the lore behind that. But basically, Earth got destroyed and overran. The humans ended up having to go... It was kind of like a nuclear disaster, almost. The humans went back to their primitive selves. And then they started traveling into space due to alien technology coming to Earth to kind of investigate what was going on. And now, these guys, they're human, but most of them have been replaced with mechanical parts. But if you come in here, This is like a refugee camp. Where they're fighting the war on this earth. Let's fast travel up there.
How's it? Boards and bits. Let you grind. Boone's crew, the Cooper'dons, gotta hand off a bunch of live gear before they get burned. Planks, dries, could be anything. Scope the end of view, check, check.
Yeah, so these are their children. They've not yet really been modified much. I mean, a couple of them have mechanical parts. But as you can tell, they're like up here in this vent system where they can't be found. Just because they're trying to protect the children. Oh, I guess she is kind of mechanical, huh? But I don't know. I find it amazing how much life they put into these characters.
You're a gambler. There are tests of combat held in certain outer domos. They say the fighters bet all they have on themselves. If they win great sums. If they lose, well, it doesn't matter. Life is profit, hear what they say.
You want to wish forever? Go right ahead. And any history book will tell you what waits at the end of that dream every time is straight up genocide.
Alright, so I want to show you guys the other world real quick. Alright, well, we're up here. This is the spaceship. The inside of it, anyway. This is where you do all of your crafting here in the foundry. You collect resources while you're playing missions and just out and about, mining and stuff like that. I don't really have anything that I want to craft at the moment, but you just click on it, it would use some of the resources, and then, you know, it's got like a 8-hour wait, 1 minute wait, 12-hour wait, 12-hour, 24-hour, just depending. This is where you do all your customizations to your frames. Ember is the one that I use the most. She's flame-based. Zephyr. Zephyr is basically a wing-based frame. She stays aloft in the air longer. All of her combat moves are related to aerobatics, or aerobatics and stuff like that. Let's see, Limbo. Limbo is basically kind of, he's in between this world and the Rift, or the Void. And most of his moves are based on like void related things. So he has a special ability where he creates like a bubble or a pocket where it's a void bubble. Inside of it, he regens and stuff like that. Nothing can attack him while he's in the void, and he can also protect his team. Another really great crowd-based frame. You got your weapons, which you can buy most of these weapons. However, if you don't want to spend money on the game, you can also go out into the world, collect the parts and the blueprints for these weapons, and make them that way. So you don't actually have to spend a single penny on this game to get everything in the game. Aside from maybe one or two items that are custom or cosmetic. But anything that actually matters in this game, you can get out in the world by just playing. The only thing that I've actually spent any kind of money on is this bow, and that was only because I actually had some platinum that was left over from whenever I originally played this game back 3 years ago. You got your secondaries and your melee weapons. And then you also have your companions. The 3 different types of companions that I know of are the Sentinels, which I have a couple of those. You have your Carrier, Death Cube, Shade. Shade is the one that I use as my primary because she allows for invisibility when nearby enemies. Has a 30-second cooldown, but it's definitely useful, especially in crowd control situations. And as long as I don't attack anybody, I stay invisible, and I can also still use my abilities and things like that. One of the other classes that they have is the Kubros, which Kubros, you basically have to go out. There's a whole mission dedicated to just the Kubro itself. Basically, you have to go out, find the egg, build the components for the incubator to incubate the egg, go through the process of incubating the egg, and then you have to give the Kubro love and affection every day in order to keep it healthy and strong. And then also on a day-to-day basis, its health degrades. And well, you see, you can buy these DNA stabilizers, and the DNA stabilizers will bring it back to 95 health. I think it's 10% health for each stabilizer that you use. You can give them a little bit of love. Yeah. Isn't that adorable? So, back here is something that I haven't unlocked yet, but I have seen it on a couple of the other people that I play with on their ships. Right here is basically where your human lives. So the Warframes are part mechanical, part human, but they're kind of like a dead human inside. And the operator that lives behind the store is basically who you are, the person controlling the machine through the computers. The store is supposed to be your bedroom and your fish aquarium, so if you have fish that you catch and say you don't want to put them into resources, you really like that fish, or you just want to have something nice, you can store them in there. And then in this room right here, this room is supposed to be for fusion of 2 frames to get cross abilities, but they haven't actually updated that yet. It's supposed to be coming here in the next update or so, but they've got everything ready for it. Let's see. So the other thing that you can do is your mods. You can put mods on different weapons. And these basically add as buffs to any of the weapons, sentinels, frame. If it's an item that is used in combat, there's a mod for it. And this is what makes Warframe really unique for each player, because the different mods really determine what your kind of playstyle is. So you can be heavy melee and not really use weapons, and you can set it up that way, or you can be like me, crowd control, and have it set up to be, basically like low stamina usage and stuff like that. Make your attacks that are crowd based stronger and last longer. That's basically how I have my stuff set up. You can sell those mods, and you cannot buy them. The way that you get them is from playing the game and having combat with bosses and things like that. You can also decorate your ship, change the colors of it and everything through here under, let's see, equipment, and then landing craft, and then customize landing craft. So we'll do something simple. We'll change this white color to whatever color you want. But we're not gonna actually change that. You can do the interiors to whatever color you want. So it's really customizable, and everything. The frames can be changed colors as well through this. So click square for appearance. And say if we didn't want them to be that, we could change them whatever color we want, and this is what the other players would see. And there's a bunch of color schemes. I just haven't unlocked them yet because I don't even know if I'm midway through game. So we're going to actually switch out to Zephyr, and we're going to upgrade her mods just to make sure everything's up to date. There we go. And then we're going to go to the other plane, which is on Earth. Let's see here. So this is citrus, or citrus, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, really. I basically call it the lung. Let's see here.
Well met.
So let's see, we caught some fish earlier.
Spears, bait, and a lifetime of... Hello! It is my aim to ensure you've... Kruna Meta. Allow me to help with that.
So the fish, will turn them into these items. Different items for different fish, of course.
That was expertly done.
Yeah, just pumping with life. This is your quest guide. He'll give you missions to do out here in the plains. But we're not going to worry about those right now. Just going to wait right here at the door. So Zephyr's abilities are air-based. So she can just pop up here in the air, take a couple shots. Out of energy. She stays aloft a little bit longer during jumps. Got our trusty Kubro right here. He's pretty weak, so he probably won't make it very long. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and run from this. Yeah, Zephyr is not my best frame at all. But, that's pretty much Warframe in a nutshell. I mean, there's a lot to do and a lot to go over. It would take several hours to kind of explain it, but that's kind of the gist of the game. And right there, we just came from Earth, so you can see Earth. But, oh, and then the other thing is you have your clans. Alright, now there's nobody in a session, so you can't really join. And then, let's see, the last thing is for those that are PvPers. You have your average 1 versus all, 4 versus 4, 4 versus 4 capture the flag, and then basically like a version of football where one team has to run the ball to the other goal without getting killed. So anyway, that's Warframe in a nutshell in under an hour. Leave a like and subscribe if you like the content. I mean, it was kind of boring. I didn't really talk a whole lot, but hey, whatever. Peace.